My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug.
Hello everybody, welcome to In My Mug episode 411. I'm your host Stephen Layton, thank you for joining me yet again. On the road this time, I'm on my way to New York. I was going to record this in New York and then I decided, I'm going to record while I'm in Sweden because I'm coming via here to Drop Coffee. Drop Coffee is a coffee shop in Caturra. I've done this at the roastery before and I'm part owner of, doing some work here before I disappear off. So let's get into the coffee for this week. So this week's coffee is from Costa Rica. Costa Rica, very traditional coffee growing area, and quite unique in the way that the coffee is grown there. Tends to be lots of small people, which is not unusual, but they tend to mill themselves. So we've had this whole, what they call a micro mill revolution of Costa Rica, where all of a sudden these different mills have started opening up. If you go back to about 6 episodes ago, I had one with Francisco Mena, that came to me, who's an exporter but also owns a farm now, and he talks a lot about the Costa Rican stuff, so I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is going to go to this week's fact file. So here is this week's fact file. It is on Costa Rica, of course, and as always the figures may change because we may be completely wrong. But Costa Rica, so here is the country. It is in the heart of Central America and has 93 hectares of coffee devoted to coffee. 93 hectares of land devoted to coffee even. It is the 13th biggest coffee producer in the world, and total coffee production is around about 1.8 million bags, which is about 108,000 metric tons. A heck of a lot of coffee. Common varietals, you have things like Caturra, you've got things like Novo, Catai, lots of different varietals from Costa Rica you tend to find. Coffee here is grown between 1,000 and 1,700 metres above sea level. That's fairly standard. You do find a couple of higher spots, but that tends to be the most. We work with 18 farms, 18 huge farms, tiny farms in Costa Rica, but 18 big ones for us. So Oasis, it's milled at Arbar, it's grown by Carlos Arieta, it's in central Western Valley, altitude is 1,600 metres above sea level, near to the city of Lourdes de Naranjo. And that was this week's fact file. So that's the fact file. I hope you enjoyed that. So the farm, it's called, first of all, it says Costa Rica Arbar Micro Mill. So Arbar is the name of the mill. And the mill is owned by Carlos Arieta, who owns 2 farms. He owns a farm called El Mantial, and he owns a farm, this is called Oasis, Finca Oasis. This is the 3rd or 4th year of working with Carlos. First time I found it, I've told this story before, forgive me, I'm going to tell it again. Where I was at the Francisco's exporting mill and I was cupping, I was going, that's good, that's amazing, what's that? He said, well, that's funny, the guy who grows it is right over there. Not right over there in Stockholm, right over there in Costa Rica. And I went over to him and said, I love your coffee, can we talk prices, how much do you want for it? He says, well, how much do you like it? I said, well, I like it a lot. He says, can I have a lot then, please? And that's how the conversation started. Since then, we have regular communications with Carlos and his family. Keen users of Facebook. We should try and hit them up on Facebook for everybody to follow them at some point and they'll wonder what the heck's going on. But a keen user of Facebook has the most beautiful family, and every time I go, I always go for lunch and spend a little bit of time with the family, a little bit of time at the mill, and completely and utterly love the place. Last time I was there was in January. Massive fan of it. So if we say the mill is here, you've got El Mantial, which is here, which is a little bit down the road, and then Finca Oasis here on the opposite side of the road. Oasis for me is my favourite farm. Roland has also been, and they still sell to us even though they've met Roland. It's Roland's favourite farm is El Mantial. So we have this fight about either. Let's just say that they're both good coffee. They're both amazing and both delicious. we should go and do this week's map bit. It's the map bit. I'm not in the UK, I'm in Stockholm, but I'm still flying across the water, and I'm flying across the water to Costa Rica, again, in the heart of Central America. It really is, neighbouring Panama there to the south, and we are interested in Central Western Valley, but Costa Rica has 25% of the land is protected by national parks and refuges. So interesting nature fact. That's how Roland comes up with one afterwards. So here we got Finca Arbar Oasis, which is just up one side of the road that runs through Lourdes and Oranges, and you can see there, right by the mill. Here's the family, and me below them smiling because I'm very happy to be with them. Here's some of the drying beds. This is the honeys that they've got going. This one, of course, is a honey that we've got this week. They've also got like a little greenhouse area, and there's Carlos's wife, Carlos's son there, and yeah, let's just whiz round, and then you can see like Monte Lolo Bonito that we had about 6 episodes ago with Francisco Mena. That's his farm, and you see Mantial there, which is the other farm from Arbar, and then Herbazoo just in the distance, another farm that we've worked with for a long time as well. So the highest point is 3,810 metres above sea level at the Cerro Chapiro, and the lowest point is the Pacific Ocean, which is at sea level, funnily enough, because that's where the sea tends to be. And that was this week's map bit. So a little bit of a mashup this week. We've done everything in a little bit of a slightly different order, but I should talk about the taste of this week's coffee. So when I'm cupping it, the first thing you know is super sweet. Think white sugar. Think as if somebody's got 2 spoons of sugar and put it in your coffee. But there's also a sweetness of fruits, so like kind of think like it's an apricot fruit sweetness as well. But there is some acidity as well. It's a delicate acidity. It's a little shoulder. You know, we haven't used shoulders for a while. This is a shoulder. It does have like a lemon-like acidity, which kind of gives it a little bit of freshness, a little bit of a zippiness. But predominantly, this cup is all about sweetness. I am very pleased that we work with this family. They're very cool. And I said, in spite of Roland visiting, so for that we should go and do Roland's Daft Facts. Costa Rica hosts more than 5% of the world's biodiversity, even though its landmass only takes up 0.03 of the planet's surface. A fairly normal fact from Roland. Wow, thank you, Roland. That wasn't too painful at all. So next week's coffee, don't know where it's going to be filmed, don't know what it's going to be, nothing to tell you about it, apart from it will be delicious and it will be tasty. Thank you very much for watching or listening, because we do this on an audio one as well. Thank you very much for your time, and do remember, life is definitely too short.